Okay, so second one today. This is part of what I wanted to do earlier. Anyway, one thing I didn't mention in the first video is I just wanted to say to everybody that most of the province is not in this system. So welcome to the Octo. The Octo means that you are going to have a lot less time than you're used to finish a course. We have 5 weeks. I think in this case is 23 school days for this class. Okay, so this is what you think of as a nice cute octopus, right? Nice octo. This is more what we're dealing with. Unpredictable, changing, just like the situation that we're all living in right now. So right off the bat, for people that are in the quad system or semester system, it's different. A lot of stuff coming at you every day, except for today, of course. That was a complete nightmare, but we're we're working at it. All right. So the first thing I want you to do, as I had put out in the written instructions, usually I don't want to do that. I'm going to verbally do it most of the time. Anyway, what we are looking at is we're looking at a podcast called Planet Money. And Planet Money is an NPR one, so it's one of those national radio things like Freakonomics, which is another one I'm going to look at later. Anyway, the episode is from July 8th, 2020. And it's one of their summer school ones, and they look at a couple of different fundamental economic principles that it's just a different way, instead of listening to me about it, different way you introduce yourself to those concepts and to kind of learn and think about them. So there's 3 things they're going to do. So the first one is going to talk about the idea of opportunity cost and sunk costs. Okay, sunk costs are kind of what's going on there. Money just being thrown out the window is what people feel like it, but you're going to see that sunk costs are maybe not as simple, not as straightforward like that. Anyway, what I would like you to do is to make sure that you understand and to record your understanding, meaning write it out, give a definition for yourself, something that you understand that you'd be able to explain to somebody else, because that's going to come up later on in the course. I'm going to have you, shoot a quick video of yourself explaining a concept or walking me through something, and that's going to be a way I do it, kind of like, they're called elevator pitches, but we'll get into those later on. Maybe you've heard them, maybe you haven't, but that's going to be something later on. So the first one, understand what it is, and then you go into the discussion, and you're going to post an example, either positive or negative, where you have you've considered opportunity cost, right, and you've made a good decision or a bad decision. Also, maybe the sunk cost, where when you look back at a decision, you think, oh, that would have been a key element to understand the idea of a sunk cost when you went to make a decision. Okay, the next one, this one, by the way, is wild. Check out, right, all the stadiums of all the different sports teams and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, as this thing continues to build, it is crazy, the public money that goes into stadiums. Anyway, that has to do with hidden costs, because there are, the argument for public money to go towards stadiums is always towards economic activity and everything, but there are numbers that show that that's not necessarily the case. Anyway, the second part of the episode, so there's 3 sections. The second section is going to deal with hidden costs, or what's called the thinking on the margin. And again, same thing, I want you to write out a definition for yourself so that you understand the concept of hidden costs and thinking on the margin. And then again, an example of when this has come into your life. Again, positive or negative. So again, that's part of the posting in the discussion. And then the last one talks about Uber. And it's talking about something called surge pricing, which is what Uber uses when things get busy. So I don't know how many people have a lot of experience with Uber, but if you take an Uber at different periods of the day, different traffic and all that kind of stuff, prices are different. Okay, and surge pricing eventually leads to a that's terrible. Leads to a market equilibrium. And while that's better. Leads to the market into equilibrium, but is that equilibrium the kind of thing we want, or is there something about it that is blatantly unfair and should be regulated? So that's the last part. So I want you to understand the idea of surge pricing and market equilibrium. And then the posting, though, this time is going to be whether you think that this concept, this surge pricing concept, is that a fair way to do it? Is it fair, right? Or should it be regulated? And you'll see why that is when they give their example about Uber. We'll see that not everybody has the same access to the service. Okay, so that is that's it for this one. And again, this is a bit shorter. It's going to be, I'm going to try to keep these things around 10 to 15 minutes. The first one's a bit long. But yeah, there you go. That's your introduction of what you're doing today. Usually there'd be a little bit more, but anyway, like I said, a bit of a nightmare. So I'll be working on getting that cleaned up for tomorrow. All right, see you tomorrow.